February 22nd, 2022 is when the Witch Queen drops. And this video is the ultimate Witch Queen guide. Absolutely everything you need to know about Destiny's next major expansion. Seriously, everything. Every trailer, every article, every word Bungie has ever uttered about the Witch Queen, it's all here, lovingly curated for your viewing pleasure. And to make things a little easier to digest, I've broken this video down into 10 separate chapters. So whether you're a hardcore Destiny veteran, a casual fan that occasionally dips into Destiny, or you're simply curious about Bungie's next big release, this, my dear friend, is the video for you. So grab a snack, sit back, relax, and let me break this mother down. But first, thanks to Techland for sponsoring this video. Dying Light 2 drops February 4th. Dying Light 2 is survival horror at its most brutal. Humanity has entered the Dark Age, a zombie-infested apocalypse teetering on the brink of collapse. And to survive, you'll need to get your hands dirty. Brutal blunt force melee combat, decapitations, dismemberment, machetes, knuckle dusters, spears, Molotov cocktails, and my personal favourite, a good old-fashioned dropkick to the face. With a skill tree that allows you to craft tools and learn increasingly savage new moves, Dying Light 2's melee combat is in a league of its own. And it's not just hand-to-hand combat you'll need to survive. To get around the vast open world with speed and style, you'll need to master the art of parkour. String together different moves to pull off a fluid free-running experience, and if you see a zombie chilling near a ledge, you know what to do. And as day turns to night, the infected leave their layers, allowing you to enter to hunt for loot, and who knows, you may just hit the jackpot. The decisions you make in the game have real consequences that'll impact your playthrough, so be wary of who you help. And if you want to experience this epic ride with pals, you can squad up with up to 4-player co-op. Dying Light 2 drops February 4th, but it's available to pre-order right now using the link in the description box below. Now, the Witch Queen comes in 3 flavors: Standard, Deluxe, and the Deluxe with the 30th Anniversary Pack. Now, pre-ordering any of those 3 editions gets you instant access to these 3 Witch Queen items. Simply visit the Cryptarch to grab them. Now, the other 2 Witch Queen exotic pre-order bonuses, the SMG and the Throne World Sparrow, are only available to those who pre-order the Deluxe or the Deluxe with the 30th Anniversary Pack. The Standard Edition won't have these items. Plus, you'll need to wait until February the 22nd, 2022, when the Witch Queen launches, to access these exotics. Now, we're going to look at these 2 exotics in a lot more detail in the next chapter, so stick around for that. But before we move on, there is actually a 4th Witch Queen edition, the Collector's Edition, which contains everything. All the deluxe content, the 30th Anniversary Pack, plus this statue of a Hive Ghost, but good luck finding one, because it's sold out. Yeah, I can't find the Collector's Edition anywhere. Bungie, please hook your boy up, I need this thing. Okay, so let's now look at these 2 exotic Witch Queen pre-order bonuses, starting with the new exotic SMG. Now, we got our first glimpse of this gun when Bungie revealed the Witch Queen's pre-order bonuses. As you can see, this weapon, its exotic ornament, and its catalyst are all pre-order bonuses. And then Bungie dropped a Witch Queen trailer that revealed a little more info and even some gameplay. Now, check it out. This exotic SMG is called the Osteo Striga. Now, the trailer, if you look closely enough, shows brief glimpses of this new exotic. Here's his first appearance being held by a hunter decked out in full Witch Queen armor. You can also make out its silhouette here. As with all exotics, it's got a very distinctive look. Okay, let me just zoom in real quick, and yep, as you can see, it's definitely Osteo Striga. Now, Bungie briefly teased this new exotic in action during the Game Awards trailer. Fun fact, this is Destiny's 4th exotic SMG, the others being Risk Runner, Huckleberry, and Taraba. Now, I love Risk Runner, so I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this one. And here's a closer look at the exotic Throne World Sparrow. We'll be looking at Throne World weapons in a later chapter. The Witch Queen campaign will have a brand new legendary setting. It's basically hardcore mode. So yeah, enemies will hit harder and respawns will be restricted. Think Legend Lost Sectors and Nightfalls in terms of what you can expect from the difficulty. And yes, you will be rewarded with better loot. Now, Bungie even has the confidence to compare the Witch Queen campaign to Doom, Titanfall 2, God of War, and Halo. So yeah, if the Witch Queen actually delivers on this promise, you can expect a far beefier campaign than previous expansions have offered. Let's talk about Hive Guardians. These are Hive with all the same powers as a regular Guardian. They cast insta-kill supers, throw tracking grenades, teleport, and because they have ghosts, they also respawn after death. So yeah, kill their ghost. Bungie describes these Hive as elite enemies, and when they appear during the campaign, you'll know about it. Bungie wants players to feel panic and dread whenever a Hive Guardian suddenly enters the scene. Think of an invader during Gambit, that kind of vibe. They don't appear often, but when they do, you'll need to focus all your effort on taking it out. out. If you've ever wondered what it would feel like to fight against the Guardian in PvE, well, this should help scratch that itch. So yeah, Hive with the ability to cast supers is now a thing, and they come in 3 tasty flavors: Solar, Void, and Arc. Okay, so let's break down this gameplay of a Solar Hive Guardian. We're gonna slow this down because there's quite a lot going on here. Right, so check it out. This Hive Guardian can blink. Now, if we pause here, we can see that he leaves a trail of solar daggers floating in the air, which he can then fire in your direction, and yes, it causes massive damage if it connects. So not only do you have to try and pin down an enemy that blinks, you also need to avoid what is essentially a hunter's blade barrage. So yeah, you'll need to change up the way you play when you encounter Hive Guardians, and your main priority will be to destroy this thing, its ghost. Otherwise, you're in for a long and painful night. And here's an example of exactly what I mean. A Hive Guardian has just entered the battle, and this Titan performs a rather tasty little finisher to, well, finish it off. But looky here, just like Guardians, it has a ghost and the ability to resurrect. And so it's round 2 for our fire team. Now, as you can see, this particular Hive Guardian has the power of Void, and just like a Void Titan, it can throw its shield. So yeah, like I said, if you want to avoid Groundhog Day, take out the ghost. How exactly do you do this? Well, as soon as it appears, grab it, crush it, and then sit back with a smug little grin of a job well done. Now let's talk about my favourite addition to the Witch Queen. It's an expansion that introduces a game-changing new weapon, the Glaive. We've seen this beast in action during the Witch Queen reveal, but details were kind of vague. In this video, we're going balls deep, a detailed breakdown of how this weapon will change the way you play Destiny forever.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Yes, forever, ever. No exaggeration, this weapon hits different. So then, here are 10 essential facts about the Glaive. 10. The Glaive is a brand new weapon archetype that comes in both legendary and exotic flavors. 9. This beast is essentially 3 weapons in one. It performs powerful melee combos, fires projectiles, and deploys an energy shield that protects you from harm. Alongside Ruinous Effigy, this is one of Destiny's most versatile weapons. 8. It's Destiny's first and only first-person melee weapon. All other melee weapons pull you into third-person perspective. Not this one, you get first-person hack and slash action. 7. The Glaive sits in your energy slot and uses special ammo when firing projectiles. And yes, you can carry a Glaive and a sword at the same time. Slice and dice. 6. Bungie compares shooting this thing to a fusion rifle rather than, say, an instant shotgun blast. So expect a charge and fire kind of mechanic. Its range is described as short to medium, so no sniping with this thing. 5. When stabbing enemies with a Glaive's melee attack, you don't actually use any ammo, so you can continuously beat down your enemies without ever having to worry about running dry. Infinite melee? Yes, please. 4. The Glaive is Destiny's first ever crafting only weapon. This means you won't be able to earn it as an in-game drop or from any chest. You'll need to build it using Destiny's new crafting system. And this brings me nicely onto my next point. 3. Bungie has hinted that the new crafting system will allow you to eventually choose exactly what perks your weapon rolls with. You get to craft your very own god roll from the set list of perks available for your chosen weapon. Now, unlocking all the weapons available perks is going to be a long-term pursuit. Bungie describes it as a combat-focused progression system, so the more you use your weapon, the more objectives you complete with it, the more powerful it becomes. You're going to need to invest a lot of time in your chosen weapon if you want to unlock its full potential. 2. So what pool of perks will the Glaive have? Well, we know of one so far, Swashbuckler. It's a perk that increases damage for both melee kills and gun kills. So yeah, if we take into consideration the fact that the Glaive's melee attack doesn't use any ammo, this perk turns an already powerful weapon into an absolute monster. Time to skew me some Hive meat chunks for the Barbie. I like mine rare. 1. The Glaive will function slightly differently in PvP. You won't have instant access to the weapon's shield function when you spawn. This is no doubt a decision that Bungie made after numerous playtests, and it highlights the difficulty a developer has when trying to balance weapons that can be used in both PvE and PvP. We know the Witch Queen is introducing the Glaive, a brand new weapon that you'll need to craft. Well, when the Witch Queen launches, you'll also be able to craft all Throne World weapons, some examples of which you see here, and the new Raid and Seasonal weapons. And then throughout Year 5, Bungie will also add both new and legacy weapons for you to craft. Bungie is updating all light subclasses starting with Void. So when the Witch Queen drops, you'll no longer see this old Void subclass screen with your super here and your restrictive cluster of 4 set perks. Instead, all Void subclasses will be converted into the new aspects and fragment system that we have with Stasis. This means you'll have far more options for customizing how you fight. Let's have a little look at some of the new Void powers, shall we? The Hunter's Mobius Quiver super now seeks out enemies and spawns Void traps on impact. Any enemies caught in these traps receive increased damage and they explode upon death. The Warlock gets a new Void melee projectile that tracks targets and explodes when it's near them, which can be used to push enemies out of cover. And here it is in action. It's basically a Void Hadouken. Now this new projectile melee is called Pocket Singularity and it looks sweet. The Warlock also has a new Void aspect called Child of Gods. Now if we freeze here and zoom in, we can see this Warlock is being followed by a black hole. Now that's because if you cast a rift while this aspect is equipped, you summon a black hole that hovers by your side. Now this black hole seeks out nearby enemies and begins to drain their life force. Now if you're using Healing Rift, you'll gain grenade and melee energy as your target is drained, and if you're using Empowering Rift, you'll gain health energy. Titans also get a new projectile melee. You can throw your shield at enemies, and for every enemy it hits, you get a small chunk of Void Overshield. The Titan also has a new Void aspect called Overwatch. You slam down your shield, which grants an overshield to yourself and nearby allies. So if things are getting a little too spicy, you know what to do. Remember, these are just a few examples. So yeah, updated Void supers, melee's abilities, new Void aspects and fragments, and you get instant access to them all when the Witch Queen drops. Our consoler will get the same treatment later in the year. We're now going to talk about the Witch Queen's new raid. This is Savathun's throne world and it consists of 3 very distinct areas. This is Savathun's glittering palace of lies and secrets, and as you can see, it towers above the murky swamplands. And slap bang in the middle of this swamp is a crashed pyramid ship, and it's here where the new raid takes place. It just looks so spooky, almost like a haunted castle in a creepy wood. You'll need to squad up with your fire team, venture inside the pyramid and confront the ancient dangers within. Now check this out. We can see the pyramid ship peeking over this wall-like structure. Has this been built to keep unwanted trespassers away? And why is there one solitary Scorn standing guard here? I mean, let's be real, he ain't keeping out a fire team of Guardians. Having said that, the latest Witch Queen trailer shows Guardians battling a whole army of Scorn. So yeah, just saying, be prepared for anything as you venture through Savathun's swamplands. So then, the Witch Queen reveal trailer opens with a fire team of 3 Guardians trudging through murky swamplands. It's nice to see them rocking the original Destiny Dinklebot. As our Guardians move forward, they are confronted with an imposing structure towering over the swampland. This is Savathun's palace. And here it is in all its glory, and I gotta say, it looks amazing. Bungie just knows how to create breathtaking game spaces that tell a story, encourage exploration, and are usually stuffed with secrets. Bungie describes Savathun's throne world as a twisted wonderland of corruption and splendor. And yes, you can ride sparrows in this destination. So then, as our Guardians explore deeper into the woods, things start to get very strange indeed. The Warlock stumbles across a creepy frozen Hive thrall, and as you can see, it's got flowers sprouting out of its mouth. Now, these distinctive red flowers appear all over the place. They show up as Savathun makes her rather dramatic entrance. Look, here they are, just chilling on the wall. So anyway, back to the frozen Hive thrall. It looks as though our Warlock wants to interact with it using this glowing yellow vial of, well, your guess is as good as mine. Perhaps to collect a sample of this strange red flower? And then we have whatever this is. What is it? It's giving me major alien vibes. A Hive thrall in an upside down cocoon. Now things really kick off. The hunter's spidey senses start tingling and he reaches for his weapon, which gives us a cheeky sneak peek at one of the throne world weapons. Flashing lights continue to spook our Guardians as the woods around them start to morph and bend like a bad LSD trip. Is this real or a hallucination? Then from above, Hive ghosts begin to fly towards the throne world like a flock of particularly unpleasant birds. They have been beckoned by the Witch Queen for a truly awful purpose: to resurrect dead Hive. Hive with the ability to respawn upon death and cast powerful supers. Basically, Hive Guardians with their very own ghost. You thought you were special, that you were the travelers chosen? Well, tell that to the thrall that just became imbued with the power of light. Yeah, it's all messed up. Guardians wielding the dark darkness, Hive wielding the light. Oh, and I gotta shout out Bungie for Savathun's moth-like appearance. It's a cheeky nod to their abandoned moth people concept art. Yeah, I'm not making this up. At one point during early development, Bungie created a race of moth people for Destiny. I know, it's mental. Now then, while our Guardians are getting down and dirty in Savathun's swamp, Ikora is going full-on detective mode. There's an image of Osiris. There's a warlock decked out in Witch Queen armor. Here's a cheeky mugshot of Oryx. And finally, the tree of silver wings that appeared in Season of the Arrivals on Io. Ikora, you crazy old bint. What's going on in that brain of yours? Well, let's investigate. On the left here, we have images of the Dreadnought. Now, veteran Destiny players will know that this was the location of Oryx's throne world. And of course, Oryx is Savathun's brother, who we killed. Now, after her brother's death, Savathun went into hiding, not out of fear, but out of strategy. She managed to steal our most sacred resource, the one thing Ikora thought she could never touch, the light. So yeah, you'll need to unlock the secrets of Savathun's throne world and navigate your way through the Witch Queen's web of lies. And we're only just getting started. Here we see an unmasked Osiris. Now, Season 15 confirmed what many of us already knew, that Osiris was in fact the Witch Queen. She disguised herself as Osiris in order to manipulate the Vanguard and bend them to her will. That's right, if we want to see the safe return of the real Osiris, we gotta remove Savathun's parasitic worm. Oh, and we ain't done yet. If we zoom in on this part of Ikora's board, we see a map of Mars. Now, is this a hint that Mars will be returning in the Witch Queen? I mean, it certainly seems that way. The Game Awards trailer shows a fire team of Guardians on Mars in pursuit of the Witch Queen. So, you know, don't be surprised if we return to the Cabal-infested red dunes in the Witch Queen expansion. And where exactly is this location? Has Ikora set her camp up on Mars? I mean, it kinda looks like Mars, but I guess it could be somewhere deep within Savathun's throne world. If I had to guess, well, we see the same red glow emanating from this hole in Savathun's swamp. It kinda looks like the entrance to a lost sector. I mean, there are certainly parts of this new destination that are set deep underground in molten hellscapes. All we know for sure is this: Savathun's throne world is huge, no doubt packed with secrets. And we ain't just getting a massive new destination. There's Void 3.0, which completely overhauls all the Void subclasses, major quality of life improvements, a new legendary campaign mode, a new raid, Hive Guardians that possess the ability to cast supers and respawn. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, this is as close to Destiny 3 as we're gonna get, so if you're new to Destiny or simply a lapsed player, the Witch Queen is a great place to jump in. Now let's talk about some of the quality of life improvements and big changes coming when the Witch Queen drops. Now, Bungie revealed that you'll now be able to unlock all 25 artifact mods. Yes, that's right, you'll no longer be forced to choose from just 12. Bungie's also majorly reducing the amount of materials you'll need to change the energy type for a Masterworked piece of armor. For Masterworked legendary armor, the cost is now just 10,000 glimmer and 1 upgrade module. For Masterworked exotic armor, the cost is 20,000 glimmer and 1 upgrade module. And get this, Masterworked weapons will no longer generate orbs of power from multi-kills. That perk has instead been allocated to new mods. Now these new mods slot into your helmet's sockets. This means that as long as you have this new mod equipped, you'll be able to generate orbs of power with every weapon in the game, including all exotic weapons. And this means I'll finally be able to generate orbs of power from my golden toast boy. Hurrah! And check out the in-game Witch Queen update that Bungie dropped. As you can see, the Witch Queen launches February 22nd. We get a new campaign, a new throne world destination, Season 16, Void 3.0 and more. Basically everything we've talked about in this video. But also look at this. At launch, the following will no longer be accessible: Seasons 12 to 15, Tangled Shore, Forsaken campaign, and more. So if you've got stuff to do in this content, do it before February 22nd. And guys, check it out. YouTube has given me early access to a special new YouTube feature. It's a little thanks button next to the like bar. Now if you click on this, you're given the choice to send me a special thanks. Now I'm notified every time one of these is purchased, so I'll always respond to them. It's just another way of supporting this channel. Having said that, simply watching and liking my content is also an absolutely amazing way of supporting me too, so however you choose to back your boy, thank you so much. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Doing so pleases the YouTube gods and really helps this channel out. And click this video to watch me spend over $1,000 bringing my crazy Destiny ideas to life. Seriously, some of the stuff here is mental. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and stay safe. We'll speak again very soon.